What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be diving into the extended Mother Longlegs attack sequence. That's right, we're going to be stitching together the Monarch Legacy of Monsters intro Mother Longlegs attack with the original Kong Skull Island Mother Longlegs attack to see, does that scene even make sense in Legacy of Monsters? Is it even possible in canon for Bill Randa to have been able to film his little vlog? Does that make any sense at all? And also, is there a way to make these scenes work as one sequence? I don't know, let's find out. So this was an idea I had a long time ago. I actually re-edited this sequence right when I watched Monarch Legacy of Monsters episode 1 all those months ago, so I've been sitting on this for a while wondering when the right time to make this video was. I'm not doing this to spread negativity. I don't want to do this to be like, I can edit a better sequence than Monarch. That's not the point. It's just to see if we can stitch them together to make it work. It's just for fun. So I don't want it to be like a re-edit where maybe I think mine is better. That's not the point. I don't think that this would have worked as neatly in Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I think this would have slowed it down a little too much. So this is just to see, is there a way to make this scene make sense, and also to see what that implies, what the full adventure was. What did that all look like? Let's find out. This video is going to be one that I'm not going to be able to monetize just because I'm going to be using so much footage from the show. So I want to give a huge thank you to all of my patrons over on the Patreon. It is because of my patrons that I'm able to make this video in the first place. Without the support of the Patreon, I wouldn't be able to make videos like this. So if you want to see more videos like this, more re-edits, more fun stuff like this, please consider supporting the Patreon using the link in the description below. By supporting the Patreon, that is the most direct way to support this channel to make sure that I can continue to make any sort of videos for you guys. It's because of the support of the patrons that I've been able to do YouTube as like my full-time job for the past couple months, so big thank you. Let's jump into the edit bay over here. We are starting out, we've got Monarch Legacy of Monsters open over here just because it's just a fun screenshot of Bill Randa. Now, just a little disclaimer, when I've recut all of the Legacy of Monsters scenes just to try and avoid copyright, I have kind of snipped up my way through it to make it much faster, but assume that they're playing out at full length. If you've seen Monarch's first episode, if you've seen that intro, assume that's all playing out in full length here. And in this, we're going to be focusing more on the blend of Monarch into Kong Skull Island to make those two as one, rather than the actual Monarch re-edit itself. But let's start out here. We are going to start out with the Monarch intro. Like I said, it is going to be a little sped up compared to how it originally appears in the episode. And we're jumping in with the exciting intro heading to Skull Island. I loved that, man. This was such a great way to open the episode. I love it. There's Kong. This, of course, is actual footage Randa did film in the movie in Kong Skull Island. And this, fun fact, this actually is footage of Bill Randa's helicopter crash. That's his actual helicopter. He's in the one with Coles and Mills. They're the one who gets nailed by that other helicopter. Kong absolutely flings that into them, and then they crash down together. This is all actually from Randa's crash. We continue here. We get the soldiers looking around. Now, technically, Randa didn't see this happen. I believe that's Packard's POV, I'm pretty sure, but I'm willing to allow it because that has already happened. I have adjusted one section in a second, though. So we crash down, we get the soldiers, the chaos. This is new footage of the soldiers running around, I believe. And then I have snipped out that one shot that I just don't know why they added it. So over here, you can see the original edit sees that the soldiers are running away. And then we cut into this shot of the soldiers walking around. Now, this would be like roughly where Randa is standing, I'm pretty sure. But this is the shot where Packard and the men, they discover the giant handprint on the side of the mountain. This happens later in the movie after the camera's destroyed. As we see here, after the Mother Longlegs attack. It happens like 40 minutes later or something. Maybe not that long. It's probably more like 30 minutes later into the movie. It really annoyed me that they put that in here. And look how easy it was to just get rid of it. These are the soldiers running. And now we're on to the next shot. If it was to play naturally, we would jump straight into Bill Randa's POV here, but this is where I've decided to blend us into Kong Skull Island, and as you can see there, the way I've done that is through the camera glitching into the movie itself. So let's see that one more time. Camera's gonna glitch into Kong Skull Island, picking us up right in the exact moment where the Mother Longlegs attacks. And I tried to keep the focus here on Bill Randa, so I used all of his footage after the Mother Longlegs initial introduction here. There's Randa, and now here's back to Randa. Again, trying to keep the focus on him because he's the character in Monarch. So all of his reaction shots are used. There he is again, and I believe that's the last time we see him. So now I've cut, just for efficiency's sake, I've cut to when Cole starts shooting, and that's gonna be where Bill Randa's actually running away. For some reason, Randa just books it rather than waiting for them to kill the Mother Longlegs. He books it, beelines straight through the bamboo forest without a thought for another spider out there. Like, he was not worried at all, but here we go. So he's gonna be running as of right now. They're gonna be shooting the spider. This was gonna be my way to transition us back into Monarch, which I think is a pretty fun way to do it. So I cut straight to Cole being like, heads up, and then they all start shooting, and then I tried to put the focus on the Mother Longlegs. This is Relish, we don't even see his face, and then I tried to keep it on the POV of the spider just because I thought the gunfire itself would be a good noise to transition us into the Monarch episode. So here we go, shooting at the spider, and then I have another glitch here, camera glitch straight through a scene from Kong Skull Island that technically Randa wouldn't be able to film, but it was just a good way to transition us into the moment. So here's how I've recut that section. And now we are back into Monarch. And again, like I said, I kind of sped up through Monarch here. So they've already killed the spider by this point. He's being chased now by a second Mother Longlegs. Drops the camera, and that's the last we're ever going to see of it. He never carries it again in Kong Skull Island. It's not on him after this scene. So he throws his Monarch bag away, and then I tried to stylistically get through this action sequence, which I really love. And then now, here's how we get back to Kong Skull Island, just to show that it does work. So there's the bag in the water, and I'm going to use that as a transition out of Monarch and into Kong Skull Island.
Take it off, guys.
And there he is, all sweaty and worn out. And now it's like the reason Randa is so freaking worn out here is because he just went on an enormous adventure. So that is why this poor guy looks exhausted, because he is. He literally is just running around through this insane spider crab fight. The poor guy is down here on the ground level, has to then make his way all the way back through the forest, and then we get back to Kong Skull Island. Now, if you're wondering how that scene plays out in Kong Skull Island, the last time we see Randa is this shot right here, where Randa's looking up at the spider. He's all freaked out. To the credit, there's no reason he would go from looking like this to being just drenched in sweat, other than that it's hot on Skull Island. But this is the last time we're gonna be seeing him with our own eyes. Then it is this chaotic spider fight. We see reaction shots from other people like Steve, but we don't see reaction shots from Randa in here, and Randa's not in the background of any of these. So these guys are all being attacked by the spider. They start shooting it. They're gonna gun it down. Mills gets picked up. He frees himself, and then Cole chops off all the legs, and then they're gonna bring the spider to the ground, and it crashes down right here. Again, no Randa in any of these background shots, which is pretty interesting. I don't know where he actually was when they filmed Kong Skull Island, but he's not here. Spider's down. Packard walks up, shoots it in the face. We go from this shot of Packard's eyes, and then we transition to the montage. We get this downtime with Mills, Cole, and then we're gonna see this shot with Relish. I forget him, sorry. And then we go into this shot with Randa. So it actually does work out, transitioning us from the bag one more time to Randa here, and we're back in Kong Skull Island. It works. It works! As anybody who watched my Monarch Legacy of Monsters reviews can tell you, I was very critical of the show's continuity and its use of flashing back to moments we had already seen or heard about. Sometimes it totally misses the mark. We'll talk in the next one of these, and I hope to do more of these. We'll talk in the next one about the Golden Gate Bridge and how that scene just doesn't make sense, but how there is a way to try and salvage it. It would just require you to completely redo the sequence in Monarch. But this one, you don't need to redo anything. It just works perfectly. It just worked, which I think is cool. I'm all for that. I love revisiting other moments. I love peeling back the curtain and finding out that more things happened in between our downtime. It's just fun. What did you think of all this? Comment down below. I know I didn't really get to show the full clip in its full glory. I'm gonna post that on my Patreon, unedited. Well, I guess it is edited by me. My spider sequence, I'll post the full thing to Patreon. I'm not gonna post it to YouTube just because I don't want to get copyright claimed on that one. I hope you had a good time with this one. I know it's a little different. I know this isn't the type of normal content that I make, but I thought it would be fun, so I wanted to do this. Thank you guys all for watching. Again, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons that I was able to make this video. If you want to check out that Patreon, like I said, linked down below. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time for the next one. D-Man out.